Namaste, hi, hello, good morning, welcome to today's session. So, in the previous session, we were discussing about exercise activity from the chapter Electoral Politics, and we successfully discussed question number 4, 5, and 6 in the previous session. So, after discussing 6 different questions, let's continue our discussion from question number 7 onwards. Question number 7. Can we draw the following conclusions from the information given in this chapter? Give two facts to support your position of each of these. A. Election Commission of India does not have enough power to conduct free and fair elections in the country. B. There is a high level of popular participation in the election in our country. C. It is very easy for the party in power to win an election. D. In many reforms are needed to make our elections completely free and fair elections. So the question is, can we draw the following conclusion from the given information in this chapter? So 4 different information is given. So we have to give conclusion. Conclusion means whether it is going to become successful or it's becoming failure. So how it is becoming successful and how it is becoming failure. So for that we have to give our conclusion. So the answer is A. The Election Commission of India is powerful enough to conduct free and fair elections. For that, it implements the code of conduct and punishes any candidate or party that violates code of conduct. Then, in elections, government officials work under the Election Commission and not the government. B. There is a high level of popular participation in the elections. For that, voter turnout has increased over the past years, means number of voters, it got increased. Election related activities in the last few years have seen a larger participation of the people in the elections, means people with their interest, they are participating, taking involvement in the matter of election and election related matters. Then C. It is not very easy for the party in power to win an election because the ruling parties routinely lose elections. It's quite natural. Those who are in power, they are losing power in future because if they are not working, if they are not working, if they are not implementing, introducing any such plans, programs, schemes and services in favor of people, definitely people will not give their preference to the ruling party. They go on choosing alternative. Then candidates who are known to spend a lot of money often lose elections. Here money doesn't matter. Then D. Certain reforms are necessary to make our elections completely free and fair because to ensure that independents and small parties not suffer in elections, to ensure candidates with criminal records not participate. So that's why free and fair, it mainly assures that all the people, those who are having interest to contest in the elections, they are given priority or they are allowed to take part. And moreover, the people with criminal backgrounds during the time of scrutiny of their nomination, so they are going to be rejected by election commission. Then question number 8. Chinnappa was convicted for torturing his wife for dowry. Then Satpir was held guilty of practicing untouchability. The court did not allow either of them to contest elections. Does this decision go against the principles of democratic elections? Here two different incidents are given. One person, Chinnappa, he is regularly torturing his wife for dowry, whereas Satbir, he was held guilty for practicing untouchability. If these background people having these backgrounds, does they are allowed to participate in the elections? That's the question. So this decision does not go against the principles of democratic elections. Any person who is convicted for a crime has not right to remain a part of the society and hence has no right to contest in the elections. Then question number 9. Here are some of reports of electoral malpractices from different parts of the world. Is there anything that these countries can learn from India to improve their elections? What would you suggest in each case? Case number 1 or A. During an election in Nigeria, the officer in charge of counting votes deliberately increased the votes of one candidate and declared him elected. The court later found out that more than 5 lakh votes cast for one candidate were counted in favor of another. Case B. Just before elections in Fiji, the pamphlet was distributed warning voters that a vote for former Prime Minister Mahendra Chaudhry will lead to bloodshed. This was a threat to voters of Indian origin. Case C. In the US, each state has its own method of voting, its own procedure of counting, and its own authority for conducting elections. Authorities in state of Florida took many controversial decisions that favored Mr. Bush in the presidential elections in 2000, but no one could change those decisions. In these three different case studies, what we are going to learn from these cases to improve the election and election related procedures in India? So the answer is in case A. In this case, representatives of each candidate should be present to make sure that votes are counted in a fair way. So during the last stage of election procedures in India, that is counting or declaration of results. So by the time all the different contestants, one who contested in the elections and their followers are given priority to take part in the counting so that they can know the counting is taking in fair manner. Then case B, the election commission should set up an inquiry into the case and debar the candidate or party involved in disturbing such pamphlets. So those who are spreading these kind of rumors or negative uh, thoughts or opinions about the contestants, so it may be personal revenge or it may be personal party revenge. So that if these kind of things going against the candidate, then election commission is taking setting up an inquiry commission or inquiry, and it is having right to register a case, and it is having a right to debar the candidate one who is involving in these kind of cases. Then case C, there should be a single election commission which should be free from political influence and should be responsible for conducting elections throughout the country. There should not be any uh, different commissions holding responsibility for different reasons or different uh, such areas. If independent, uniform, one such single commission is established, then it is holding responsibility in conducting fair election and election related matters. Then question number 10. Here are some reports of the malpractices in Indian elections. Identify what the problem in each case is. What should be done to correct the situation? So answer to the question and remaining questions will be discussed in tomorrow's session. Thank you. Thank you one and all.